your actual physical body holds the key, and the tension and the trauma holds the memories and emotions are stored in your tissues. The way it's actually been quietly running your love life in the background in ways that your conscious mind can't see and the journaling can't get to. And if you've done the inner work, if you've manifested, you've meditated, you've journaled, you've gone to therapy, you've read all the top self-help books, your love life still hasn't changed, this episode might really hold the key for you. Can't think your way out of a body response. You've actually got to go to the body for the cure. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Michelle. Today's episode is going to be one that's going to land differently to anything you've ever heard before in the personal development space, especially if you've been in the relationship space, you're looking for love and you're looking for that advice, because today we're going to talk about how your body holds the key to your love life, not just your mindset or your sabotage or your success patterns or your inner work or any of that. Your actual physical body holds the key, and the tension and the trauma holds the memories and emotions are stored in your tissues. The way it's actually been quietly running your love life in the background in ways that your conscious mind can't see and the journaling can't get to. And if you've done the inner work, if you've manifested, you've meditated, you've journaled, you've gone to therapy, you've read all the top self-help books, your love life still hasn't changed, this episode might really hold the key for you. So today I'm going to go much deeper into something that most relationship coaches and life coaches never talk about. And I believe that this could be the real transformation. So let's get into it. So I'm going to start with something that might sound really strange at first, and it's going to make complete sense by the end of this episode, I promise. So don't scroll away yet. The reason you keep attracting those emotionally unavailable situationships or those immature boys that need your mothering, the reason you might feel guarded even when you know that you need to be open, and the reason that you might shut down when you're seeking out and you keep seeking out red flags and faults and picking apart relationships when someone gets too close, or the reason you might not feel safe emotionally with a good guy, none of that is a problem that can be solved with just thinking through it and more logic. It's actually a body problem. Now, I don't mean that metaphorically. I actually literally mean your body. Now, your nervous system, it's not in your head. It actually runs through your entire body. And every experience that you've had, every moment you've felt unsafe, every time that love might have come with strings attached in the past, or that feeling of abandonment, relationships that confirm that, meaning getting too close, you got hurt, it's not actually just processed with your mind. It's actually stored in your body as well, in your muscles, your fascia, your pelvis, especially your chest, your throat area. These are those chakras that we tend to talk about. And in the places that you hold tension without you even realizing it, your face, your jaw, your cheeks. So that stored experience is actually running your love life right now. Not something that you can consciously catch it and reframe it. It's actually a physical, automatic nervous system response that fires up even before you get to think about it and even have a chance to try to stop it. So that's why if you're someone who knows consciously that you deserve love, that you've done heaps of inner work over the years, you still really believe this in your mind, but you might still freeze when someone gets too close to you, and you still pick those emotionally unavailable guys, and you're like, oh my gosh, I've done it again. I'm in the same relationship again. And that if you want that intimacy, you want to share your life with your special person, it's not actually a thinking thing. It's a body response, and you can't think your way out of a body response. You've actually got to go to the body for the cure. So there's a really amazing book that is always referenced. It's called The Body Keeps the Score by Dr. Bessel van der Kolk. It's published in 2014. Van der Kolk is a psychiatrist and trauma researcher. He spent decades studying why trauma survivors, they don't heal through talk therapy alone. And what he found changed the entire field. His main argument is that trauma, and I want to be clear here, I'm not just talking about the big scary trauma, PTSD or anything like that. I'm talking about those experiences that have overwhelmed your nervous system over the years, your ability to cope, including that emotional abandonment, relationships where maybe love felt conditional, strings attached, even environments where it doesn't feel safe to need things, parents who might have been emotionally unavailable, all of those things. So his argument is that those experiences are not just stored as memories that you can access and analyze. They're actually stored in physical state in your body. And that's why the body keeps the score. It means that the bodies are keeping a record of everything that's happened to you in the form of tension, when you're bracing, when you're shutting down, hypervigilance. These are patterns of protection that once kept you safe, but now probably keeping love out and doing other things that you never even thought about. So Van der Kolk found that the most effective healing was actually not more talking or more insight or more cognitive understanding. It's actually somatic, which means body-based. So when you're working directly with the nervous system at the level of the subconscious, this is actually where that experience was stored in the body. And this is not fringe or woo-woo science. This is actually trauma research, and it's evolved to the personal development world, and especially the relationship coaching world. It's still largely operating from talk therapy, inner child shadow work, all these things that you can mentally process, but they cannot completely transform if you've been really stuck in this area of your life for a long time. I know that other relationship coaches might double down on dating strategies and tips, tricks to make men pay attention to you, or others are still offering more journaling prompts, more courses, more mindset work, and more really logical frameworks about understanding yourself. These things have massive value. I'm not dismissing them. I've also offered them myself. But I really feel like if you've done a lot of work already and you're still really stuck in your love life, it's because this pattern isn't in your conscious thoughts. It's actually living in your body. And that requires a completely different approach. It's like getting more cosmetic surgery when you actually need a full internal body detox. So some of you who've been listening to the channel for a while might know that I've had a very personal experience about this myself. Years ago, I had this really serious back injury in my early 30s. That was like over a decade ago. And like most high achieving women like me, my first instinct was just to fix it. I kept going to chiropractors, kept going to more practitioners, trying to understand what can fix me, what's the solution. And my boss at the time, I was doing design work, she mentioned kinesiology. And kinesiology is a modality that works at the intersection of the physical body, the nervous system, and the subconscious. And it uses muscle testing as a form of biofeedback to communicate with the body directly, to actually find where it's holding the stress, where the energy is blocked. And this is actually the root cause symptom. And also helps unstuck the structural systems, because the whole body, the physical, emotional, energetic, it's one whole system. So what happened is I ended up quitting my full-time job with that boss because I knew I had to heal myself, because at some point it got so bad that I actually couldn't walk. I had to be in a wheelchair. I just couldn't move without chronic pain. So I studied kinesiology originally because I wanted to fix my back and heal myself. And I wanted to find the root cause solution, because nothing I did would help with the pain, only taking more and more codeine and drugs, which I really actually don't like. And I don't use that in my daily life anyway. So what I found while studying kinesiology and doing all this body work myself, it completely changed the way I understand how life works, how the body works, how everything works. Because the injury I had wasn't just a back injury. There was actually more psychological, emotional root causes to that pain that my body was experiencing and had been holding on to and started expressing. It was a tension I'd had after many years, maybe decades. It was like learned behavior from my subconscious program that used to help me, used to save me, used to fix me. But then all of a sudden those programs didn't work and my body just completely broke down. My body was showing me something that my mind wasn't willing to look at and I wasn't even able to process. So it was speaking in a language that I could understand, which is pain. And everyone who gets that pain will understand this. It's a huge motivator. So with that realization, I realized that the body, it's not just a physical vehicle. It's not separate from your mind, but it's extremely intelligent. It's self-sufficient. It's a beautifully designed system that is constantly communicating with us. And this became the foundation of everything I do now. So in Chinese medicine, they say that pain, disease, illness, it actually is a misalignment with your life purpose. And I know that sounds really far away, but it just means that your body's complaining and is trying to signal to you something to actually give you a wake-up call and pay attention. So at that time, I had a pretty comfortable life. You know, I had a really good life. I was married at the time. And then when I had these back pains, it was so uncomfortable. I literally had to stop in my tracks, and it sent me on a completely different path. If I hadn't had that back injury, I wouldn't have started studying kinesiology and mind-body medicine. Actually gotten a divorce because I realized that my life was good, but it wasn't following my life purpose and going where I was meant to go, which is actually to help women find love. And if I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have gone traveling and met my soulmate, my karmic soul path with Raf, and do the work together that is to impact the world. This is really my life purpose, to help women find love. So that Chinese medicine says that whatever is stagnating in the body equals pain. And that means you need to unblock that in the body. So that same principle of pain and stuckness also applies to love. When you feel something in your body, when a man gets too close, when you're getting intimate, when your throat closes up, when you're trying to express yourself, these are signs of a woman who has that low level of vigilance or anxiety in your body. And it's trying to tell you that love is dangerous. Now, this is not a mindset problem. This is the body speaking and saying, I'm not safe. I'm not there yet. I just need something else to be released or processed before I can let love in. Now, there's many modalities, and I even started exploring TRE, which is tension and trauma release exercises, developed by Dr. David Bessel. This is another way of releasing trauma and tension. This is kind of like when animals shake after they've had a very aggressive experience, maybe being chased by a predator. This is the way animals shake off that negative energy. And this is the kind of thing that happens with us as humans as well. If we've had a traumatic experience, we don't necessarily have that movement that we shake, but we tend to hold it in and store it in our body because we think it's not okay to express it and to show that that you did get a shock. So we've been told to suppress it, repress it, just shut it down. And that's the way we normally process things in our lives as humans. So these exercises by Dr. Bessel is showing how to release that stuck emotions and energy in the body. And this is what a lot of somatic bodywork exercises do. So what are the symptoms and what does it look like on the outside? So I want to talk about what this actually looks like in real life. because sometimes women don't feel like you can actually connect with your body. We're very out of body. We're very much in our heads. And so here are the symptoms, and just have a look and see if anything resonates with you or feels familiar. So when maybe a good man who's really genuine, he's available, he's interested, and instead of feeling like there's potential with him, you might feel even a bit suspicious, like, why is this guy, interested in me? Or why does it feel a bit off, but you can't name it? That's actually your nervous system registering available love equals unfamiliar and do not go there, danger, right? When you get too close with someone and then you just pull back, or something just stops you, right? So you pull out of dates and stop creating plans together. You start finding red flags and flaws. Something's wrong with him. He chews weird. He doesn't make enough money, whatever. And it always seems to happen when it's on the brink of something good happening. Now, this is a body level response. It may seem like a coincidence, but this is your body protecting you, and it's not a conscious choice. And another symptom may be you might feel more comfortable in situationships or with men who breadcrumb you and make you feel slightly on edge. It's an almost relationship. It feels more natural and exciting than a real decent one. That is your nervous system that's been calibrated to love that comes with uncertainty. So that's what love feels like for you. Another thing is you could have a physical response to vulnerability. When you feel like you can be vulnerable and exposed, your body is physically responding. Your chest might tighten when someone gives you a compliment, when a man tries to come into your personal space and get too close. These are not character flaws, and there's nothing wrong with you. It's just evidence that the body is keeping the score. It's some kind of learnt behavior from the past that's not serving you, that needs to be released. And so changing this is not through more understanding, more journaling, more thought work. This is only going to change when the body is given that new experience at the level where the subconscious mind is storing them. So this is why I love Psych K. This is why I studied to become a practitioner, so I could actually firstly heal myself. I was curious. And then also I started working with clients to release their own traumas and input their own new affirmations at the subconscious level. I use this specifically with life coaching to start talking about and start to bring out things that have been buried deep inside. And combined with that, I use Psych K to work at the subconscious level, which is also the body level. Now, Psych K creates a whole brain state. It's a neurological state. It's a shift in how the brain and the nervous system are operating. Now, the muscle testing we use, it does come from kinesiology. It actually is a biofeedback communication system. It communicates with the body directly. It bypasses the conscious mind, the logical mind, and that belief change that happens in the session. It's not a cognitive reframing. It's a nervous system update. Just like when you're upgrading your MacBook with the latest iOS updates, that removes the bugs. It improves, let's say, your love algorithm. What I found in my work with clients is that when we release a block through Psych K, women don't just think differently about love. They actually feel differently in their body around it. They release a lot of the stuff, that stuck energy in their body, that tightness in your chest, it can ease, the bracing softens, that hypervigilance, it quiets down, because the program that was creating those physical responses, it's been updated at the source, which is the subconscious mind. And that subconscious is all over inside the body, not in the brain. And that's what Van der Kolk's research points to. And that's also why Dr. Bruce Lipton's The Biology of Belief also confirms this. The subconscious isn't an abstract concept, it is the body. And healing that at that level is not just more inner work in the traditional sense. It's actually working with the nervous system directly. It's releasing what is stored. It's installing something new that the whole system, the mind and body as a complete system, can actually receive. And here's where I want to leave you with this. Relationships aren't a distraction from your personal growth journey. They are actually the best way to grow. Growing on your own, doing the inner work of the solitude, becoming more healed in isolation, it has amazing, beautiful value, and we all need it at some point in our lives. But up to a certain point, the next level of growth is actually not more solo inner work. It's actually intimacy and growing with another person and learning how to build a life together, and all that vulnerability, all that beautiful stuff, and being truly known and seen by another person. So this daily practice of love, it's going to ask you to grow more than any meditation is ever going to do. And this is actually the purpose of life, to know yourself as deeply as a human being as you are a spiritual being. This can be intimacy in a relationship with a partner or another, but it tends to be more fulfilling in love relationships. And if your body is keeping you from that, not through lack of readiness or through mental readiness in your mind, but actually through a protective response in your nervous system, that the work is not more journaling, it's actually in the body and releasing what it's been holding. Making relationships safe at every level to receive love is what you need to do with this kind of work. So if this resonates with you and you want to understand exactly which pattern in your body and your subconscious are running your love life right now, you can start with my free love blind spot audit on my website. It takes 2 minutes, and most women find that it's the first time that they've accurately named what they've been experiencing. And if you're ready to do this work, my private one-to-one program, the Core Attraction Method, is where we go through the full process of subconscious reprogram and life coaching together. We're going to work at the subconscious and body level, not through just more mindset content and learning concepts and ideas and information. It's actually through reprogramming so that love feels safe and it's possible, that it's genuinely exciting, and it's something that you can look forward to rather than brace yourself. And you can apply for this mentorship at my website as well, putting the links below the show notes. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Make sure you forward this on to any woman who might need to hear this right now. It's not a coincidence that we think of somebody, or maybe you're thinking about yourself, that you could really use this right now. I'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to The Integrated Feminine. If this conversation gave you clarity, stay with me by subscribing. And if you're ready for deeper support, you'll find more at www.michellechungcoach.com. Until next time.